Hi, everybody. My name is Lisa Ascalise, the inventress. My business is Inventing A to Z. At Inventing A to Z, I work with clients to take their products from concept to fruition, from a napkin idea all the way to the marketplace and everything in between, the right way. If you want to contact me, email me, Lisa at inventingatoz.com. My website, inventingatoz.com. Hi, everybody. This is Lisa Ascalise, the Inventress. Welcome to the Inventress Podcast. Really excited today because my guest is Daisy Curbeon, celebrity hairstylist, inventor extraordinaire. Can't wait for you to meet Daisy. Yay! Welcome, Daisy. Hey, Daisy Curbeon, girl.
How are you, Lisa?
I'm phenomenal now that you're here. How are you, sweetie?
I'm good.
It's
How's
been
everything with you?
You look absolutely gorgeous. We're styling our pearls today, right?
Yes.
We're representing.
Of course, after yesterday, we have to wear our pearls. All the girls, I was told by my daughter, all the girls have to go get the pearls for Kamala,
Oh yeah, yeah.
for the
I
inaugural.
had on my grandmother's pearls yesterday. I was representing my mother's pearls. I
Oh my
had a
God,
pearl
it's a
jacket.
blessing.
Yeah, so now I have on my baby pearls, my baby pink pearls. But so
Mine
beautiful.
are pink, mine are like a soft pink. Isn't that
Oh,
great?
and we didn't even rehearse this.
No,
This wasn't even like I said, Daisy, I'm wearing my pink pearls today.
but we're Virgos.
Yes, we great minds think alike.
Yes.
So, sweetie, so wonderful to have you on.
Thank
And
you. Thank you for having me.
oh my gosh, Daisy. And for those watching you and they couldn't wait to see you, I've been pumping you up and talking about you all week long. And just you are a phenomenon. Like you don't even realize because you're so authentic in what you do.
And I'm so caught up in it.
You're in it. You're in the journey. So you don't realize the amazingness. I mean, when I met you, Jesus, it's well over 10 years ago at this point, and stayed connected ever since through one of our girlfriends connected us, and we've made many connections since and stayed connected, built that relationship in so many ways and stayed connected. But I want to talk about you, Daisy Curbeon. You have a business that's just growing in so many ways. You work as an independent, you're a hairstylist, celebrity hairstylist. For how many years, Daisy? I know how long I've known you, but it's far surpassed.
Well, it's way over 30 years. Like, yeah. And before celebrity hairstylists, just doing regular people that are celebrities as well, you know.
Yeah, you had your own hair salon in New York City,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we're talking way back. I mean, I
Many
believe Diana
salons in
Ross
New
was
York.
one of your customers in your salon, and you're just very matter of fact about it. And so I'm going to brag about you. So how did you first of all how did you get into doing hair and to this level?
Oh, how did I get into doing hair? I got into doing hair in my grandmother's basement with the end papers and the white hair and the teasing with my cousin. That's how I got into the business.
And you had a passion for it, obviously. You had a
Yeah,
passion.
a passion for it. Yeah, I had a passion for it. I was different. I looked different than anybody else. So people teased me. So I had to learn how to do my hair. I had to learn how to like turn red hair dark because you didn't have many people with red hair. And if you did, people made fun of you and they called me Reds. So I start really learning how to do hair just so I could feel comfortable in my own skin around people who didn't feel comfortable with me or didn't aren't used to seeing people like me.
That's very interesting. See, now I've known you for this long. I didn't know that part. I didn't know that's why you really started, why you started doing your own thing. And I
Yeah,
love that. I love that piece because, you know, pivot. If it's not working for you, pivot, make changes, right?
yeah. Could you imagine like in the kindergarten, like wearing a dark wig because people couldn't understand your red hair? And I was like, bring it on, because I'm not dealing with these kids today. And I did. And I wore it and I was happy and everybody shut up.
And how old were you?
I had to be like 6 or 7, but I was always tall and advanced. So I remember my mom putting little bows in it, making it like two something. I didn't care as long as I wasn't called Reds all day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I did not know that. Did not know that.
yeah. I
And
think that was God's plan.
it was, so then you wore the wig to school, you put pigtails, you did whatever you needed to do. And I love the fact that your mom went with it and
Oh yeah,
so
yeah,
she helped you to feel more comfortable and
yeah,
didn't say just, be fine with the red hair that you have.
yeah,
But she allowed you to do what you needed to do to feel more comfortable in your
yeah.
skin.
Yes.
That's pretty amazing,
Hmm.
especially back then. And I'm not saying that was that many years ago,
Yeah,
because
it
you're so young and beautiful, but that was a long time ago.
was a long time.
And parents back then, I think, would say, "Oh, just go. You'll be fine."
Yeah. But
And
because of my grandmother's basement and us doing hair and everybody, Baltimore is like the hair capital of the world. You go in the supermarket, the hair is like they're ready to go to the Grammys, nails all done. So that's a hair place. People
also
understand that hair in our family.
thank God, thank God. And that made you feel more comfortable in your own skin.
We're
And
comfortable.
then fast forward to going into adulthood, that led you to want to do other people's hair.
Yep. And as soon as I knew about a jet black formula, I was wearing jet black. I dyed my hair. I remember when I first dyed it jet black. It was so black, it was ridiculous. But I was happy with it.
So was your hair color much like it is right now?
No, it was like a sandy red.
Mm-hmm.
You know that red you see on some black kids,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that like orange kind of burnt red.
Yeah, and that's right on point now.
Yeah.
Any
And don't go in the swimming pool and be in the sun, because then the sun will just mess you up real bad.
right between the lighter skin, the freckle skin, the red hair.
Oh yeah. I have some cousins with some full face freckles. God knew he could not give me freckles. My sister has freckles. I would not be good with freckles. I'll deal with the hair, not the freckles. Give me my face.
You know what's funny? I went out with a kid who had freckles and red hair when I went out with him. I don't know. We held hands. I don't know. With fifth grade, I held hands, and he became one of my best friends. And I loved his look, and I loved everything about his freckles and his red hair and everything. I should have been in your grade with you. I would have, I would have loved you and ate you up just like I do right now. Love you for everything about you.
Thank
But
you.
so it brought you to where you are, which is an amazing thing. I mean, you are a stylist for so many celebrities, from Will Smith to Sylvester Stallone, um, uh, Karen,
Diana Ross, Angela Bassett,
Angela Bassett,
Mike Wayne.
and the list goes on and on and on. And you're so humble. When I talk to you about, we talk about the shows that you're on, and I'm in awe. You work with Jennifer Lopez on what was the
Shades
name of
of
that
Blue.
show?
Shades of Blue.
Exactly. I mean, all of these shows, you're there and you're amongst them. They only want you.
Creed 2. That was like
too.
Creed 2 was like, Will Smith was great, but Creed 2 was like great. I remember like having my first opportunity to do the Super Bowl. That was great. I remember having my first opportunity to do the Macy's Day Parade. That was like, oh my God, the scaffolds they had us up so high, it was so good. And now I get to do New Year's, this New Year's with Gloria Gaynor at Madison Square Garden to drop the ball. Wasn't even expecting it. It's like last year I was at the Grammys while she received her award. And this year I was at the ball dropping. And it's like every year God kind of shows me where I'm going. Every year he gives me something new and bigger, or he'll let me go away for 9 months, or let me go away for 6 months, or let me go away for 3 months to work on something. So my whole career is like changing as opposed to being in New York all the time or traveling somewhere to work. It's like, no, you're here 3 months, you're here 6 months, you're here 9 months. And
What
it's,
I love about you, Dave, what I love about you, your personality, what I've always loved from the first day we met was you were never afraid to forge ahead or make changes because you were always confident in your work. You knew that you were always going to get work. And then when you paused, you decided to create other products. You have patents, you have hair accessories, which I want to talk about. And that's how we started talking really in the beginning. Um, uh, Shirley Burris, I believe the first person.
yes,
And I mean, how many years ago? And we started talking about your invention. I think that's why she introduced you to me. She's got,
right.
and then you, when I met you, I remember where I was sitting when I met you. I remember what I had on, and it was hours that we were on the phone because I was so amazed by you. We were also Virgos. I was sitting in it was in my bed, and then it even got late, and I was laying in my bed talking to you. And you just started talking about these hair ideas and patents, and here you are now with this full line of hair accessories that we are ready to bring to television network, right?
Yeah. Well, they've been in television network.
What's that?
They've been in television network.
Well, yes, packaging wise, we're going to sell it. No, I'm not talking about the stars.
On people's hair.
The
Yeah.
stars have had all of that.
You know what you remind me of when you just said it. I remember one day I had come off of a year's work and you were waiting. I said, I'm going to do this 6 months and we're going to meet in 6 months. And then another job came right after it. And I had to work the whole year. And I was in Macy's and I had just finished. And I was like, free. And you called me and you were like, nope, we're meeting right away, da 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 da, get it together, so on. And Shirley Burns actually was looking at other designs and other things and other braided things and braided hair, hats and skirts and stuff that I created. It wasn't actually what you came in and saw.
Uh-huh.
Remember when you came in, I had on all the wigs out, all the hair pieces, the part. People weren't even making a part then.
Yes.
You looked on the tag, it was like 2000, 1996, because I put my date on the things I create.
Mm-hmm.
And I had everything out. And I just didn't know what you were going to pick. And you said, what is that blue thing over there? And I said, that blue thing, it was like all these wigs, all these colors, all this everything, afros, everything. And she picked this one little scone on the chair. And I said, oh, that's something someone asked me at White Collar. They were asking me, do you know about a pineapple, Daisy? And I was like, a pineapple? What is a pineapple? He said, all the girls in my town have a pineapple. So I looked online and I'm looking at a pineapple, which you'll see in the video. It's all up and high. Probably got to have like 20 inches of hair just to get to the pineapple up top. So I was like, a lot of girls I know, we don't have that pineapple. Some can do it, but a lot I know want to do it. So that's when I start making it. And when you picked that, I was like, but I believe that Matt was there to open up my mind and give me a gold nugget. And that's when I
For
created it.
everybody who doesn't know who you're talking about, I mean,
Matt Bomer from White Collar.
see how matter of factly you say it. Like
Yeah,
this is giant star who happens to be one of the, you're a good friend of
he's
yours.
number one. Yeah, he's number one. He was number one on White Collar.
And I mean, this is again what I love about is your authenticity and your genuineness, and you're just so
Oh
easy.
yeah.
I mean, you just are. So yes, so I loved that because it was, I mean, you did great wigs and great styles, but I saw that piece sitting, off to the side.
You
It was
saw.
the most unique of everything else that you had sitting in your collection. And that's what stood out to me. You know, I'm looking at all of these beautiful things in your apartment. You have all of these, I mean, just you were amazing. You're just so creative and everything else. But that to me stood out. And so yeah, so that's where that relationship began with
You
those.
wanted, excuse me, you wanted an impulse buy. You said, I want something that you got to have it. You got to take it home with you. I remember you saying that. You were like, you want something that's just like, you got to have it.
No thought.
Yeah.
Don't want to think about. If you have to think about it too long, you're going to walk away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That that piece was something anybody could do. And then, of course, you since then you added the bang aspect and other pieces that were just so easy. We need easy. Women need easy. We want to look good and we want to look good fast. We're all beautiful all the time, but if we can enhance, and sometimes we have breakage, etc. What can we do, Daisy, to
Well, I
help?
sent you that video
Mhm.
with me putting the bangs on,
Loved it.
and she had a breakage. And we just put the bangs on, and it covered up her breakage, and we just cut it and let her breakage grow.
So while we're going, and I don't want to leave out your website and how people can purchase the product, and we're going to go back into the conversation. Please give us your website, Daisy. Give everyone your website so they can know how to purchase what you have.
Daisy Curbeon at daisycurbeon.com. DAISYCURBEON at DAISYCURBEON.com.
And are you on social media?
They can also go on YouTube, Daisy Curbeon pineapple and bangs, and they can see like videos of the hair product um, being demonstrated with people wearing it, me putting it on people, so on and so on.
If they put in your name, they'll see you all over the internet. You're
Yeah.
everywhere. You're everywhere.
They'll IMDb, they'll see the credits and whatever. Yeah. Movie credits.
And you've done such a wonderful job from your packaging to the design, and
Oh yeah, the
you've
package.
done such a great job.
This is like such a great thing. Can you see it well?
Yes, I can.
The packaging. I remember I found a company, and they would have 5 people do your packaging, and you would take it and show it to your friends, and whatever that you thought was the best, that's the person who won. And the reason why I like working with this young lady is because when I did my packaging,
Mhm.
I wanted a hole here so that the hair comes out. So you can put it up to your hair, see the texture, feel it, touch it, which we don't get to do, um, to know if this is something you want. So on the back here, we did all these are the bangs. This is the bang wrap, the pineapple, the blue is the pineapple, the bangs, the pineapple again, the bangs. And then we do the pineapple differently. Pineapple, bang, a pineapple wrap. This is like a wrap.
Mhm.
Pineapple and bangs again.
And we can see all that. I mean, all of that can be seen when we go to that website and see it on YouTube, and we can purchase. But I mean, you've done such you've really covered the gamut. every color. It's easy.
Oh
You
yeah.
know what I have to say? I will never forget this. You know this. You will never forget this. And I, hence the reason I love you and we're friends for so many years. Remember, I was doing a big thing for Black Enterprise. I flew out to, where did I fly to? You know better than, was it Chicago or Dallas? I flew some,
Dallas somewhere. Yeah, you flew somewhere.
and I had breakage in the front of my hair. And I said, Daisy, and I had no hairstylist with
That
me.
exit.
I, and you said, I'm going to send you something right now. I go, Daisy, I'm in Texas or wherever I was at the time, or LA, wherever I flew to. And you said, Lisa, I don't care. I'm overnighting a bang to you so that you can have, you don't worry about your, the front of your hair. Don't worry about breakage. You said, I want you to go on stage with confidence.
Yes.
And you FedEx to me. It felt like I got it in 2 hours. I was like, she's, I got it before I even got up to get myself dressed for the next morning to go on stage. You sent it to me. Not only did you send it to me, you sent me a full information. You said, Lisa, put it on like this and call me when you
Oh
get it.
yeah.
And walk through it. That was the most amazing memory. I mean, that was just your kindness, Daisy. Just that stuck with me for all of the years that we've known each other. And, you know, with all of the shows that you're on and you're busy and you're shooting with all of these celebrities, and you took the time to just be with me and just take care of my hair and say, Lisa, I want you to be confident when you go out there on stage.
Because you're on your journey, and that the hair is the crown. That's like everything. That gives you confidence. That like you could be sitting back 1 minute in one mode, and you just get your hair on and your makeup on. You are in a totally different mode.
Yeah.
It's like you went to another level spiritually.
And that was amazing for me. It was just so good. It was great. And I did a photo shoot, I think, you know, because I don't typically wear bangs, but my photo shoot for Black Enterprise magazine, you
Yeah.
also, you wore your bang for Black Enterprise in a lot of the pictures that
You
you'll see.
cut them yourself? I think you had to cut them
Did I
yourself.
cut it myself?
Yeah,
I
they,
did I cut it? I think you, I think you
I
fixed
think I cut them and sent
you
them
did
cut.
because no, I didn't cut it myself because it would have come out like all jacked up. But no, you took care of it. You did everything. All I had to do was put it on, put the, you know, put it to the side or whatever I did,
Pineapple.
and it worked.
Yeah.
And it worked. So I thank you for that. Just a heart thank you know, I love you. You're amazing. And with that being said, what would you say to, what can you say to inventors, entrepreneurs who have ideas, who have inventions, and feel like they've been on this quest or on this journey for so long, and they have not necessarily um, gotten to a point where they want to be? How would you, how can you give them the confidence and endurance that you have, or share with them what you have had in your life to have make you continue? How do you continue on? Because there's a lot of pitfalls. So there's a lot.
Uh,
What is your advice?
it's like a fight, and the fight doesn't stop. Or you're going to give up the fight, or you're going to keep pushing. Um, Creating is like a God-given energy. It's like I can't even explain it to. Like just creating so many different things. It's like an energy that comes down and it hits you at a certain time. And you better be ready to write it all down, draw it all out, put it all down, and even do a prototype. That's what I always do. I'll set up, I'll never do a prototype with cheap hair because then I'll be mad that I can't flat iron it or curl it or whatever. And you create that and you keep trying to take it to the next level to make it something that's different. The simplest things are patentable. That's what I've learned. And when I explain to people about a patent, I explain it so that they could see right in their mind how different it is. So if we had that chair there and we sit in the chair, that's a chair. If we want to patent and come up with a new idea of a chair, I would take the seat and put the seat almost at the ground and leave the tall parts there. And I would be sitting closer to the floor. That's patentable. It's
It's
different.
different
It's like
because
when they flip the music or they flip a song, you flip
exactly.
an idea. And you got to be able to like look at things and dissect them and make it happen. I talk to people in I inspire people, makeup artists in our union, and I'm in local 798 and different hair people. I'm like, everyone should have their own hair product. Yes, we do work. We have all these crazy hours. We're working 7 to 8 hours a week. That's not traveling, going and coming, getting up in the morning. So we're really way over 80 hours. By most people are working 40, but people think
Mhm.
it's a glamorous life. It is really, it's a lot. So when you are creating and making things, you have to figure out what makes this simple, what hasn't been done if you don't get it from the spirit, and just come up with something simple. I look at stuff like makeup. I be like, well, why are the brushes that way? I mean, if you just had the brushes this way, then I've never seen a brush that way. Or now I'm getting into like formulas, like Tina Johnson, my daughter, she has like body butter, and she went back to, she's like, Ma, the formula I used to do for the hair, the conditioner for years and years and years when I was a kid, you should start back making it. So she's a chemical engineer. So she starts doing the formula, sending them to me to check, and sending creams and this and that and body stuff. So we're kind of getting into that. So I could see in my mind for patenting something like a cream or a product.
You know,
It's like,
and you're so right. You're so right, Daisy. And the sun is shining on you a little. It's like an angel is coming over you as the story is being told. All this background stuff we have to deal with, but you look beautiful. And I want to say, yes, you're so right about coming up with something that's different and not trying to invent it, because you can't try to invent anything. You start working with the things that you have, right? And that's pretty much what you did. Work with the in what you have, and you said, what if I do this? Let's flip that switch, make it something different, because sameness cannot get you a patent, right? And you've learned that over the years. The same stuff that's out there is not getting you a patent. You have to be unique. Be unique. There's thousands of people coming up with wig ideas and headbands and makeup, but what makes you different from anybody else? The uniqueness aspect. And that's you, Daisy. And that's what again, I go back to your passion and your desire and your stick-to-itiveness, the reason you've stayed in your business so long. I mean, you're just called. Everybody just calls you. You don't even worry about getting a job anymore, because Will Smith calls you, Anita Baker, Gloria Gaynor, who good friend, who you introduced me to Gloria Gaynor. You introduced me to Gloria Gaynor. And that's also your selflessness, because you could have said, I'm not introducing Lisa. I think Gloria came up with a clothing line or something, and you said,
yeah,
well, you've got to meet my girlfriend, Lisa, because
yes,
Lisa
yes.
is an inventor and she'll help you get to QVC and all of those things. And this, again, is many years ago. And I used to have dinners with Gloria every Thursday, and she would make meals for me because of
Oh
you
my God, is that not amazing?
every Thursday. Because
And what about Dolores? Dolores Rules from the
Dolores,
Kelly show.
Dolores,
She got you right on a show like this, and I know her forever. Does
so
she?
Dolores,
Yeah.
well, the crazy me too. You said, yes, you're right. You said, Dolores, you got to meet Lisa because she's she needs to be on your show. And I mean, again, that's you.
And
That's
how many of us would do that?
not many,
How many?
not
Keep
many,
all those ideas to yourself, and you'll
not
die
many.
with them in your grave.
And hence the reason, going back to
Action.
my conference is AOE, and what we do in lifting each other up and making connections and
Ooh,
introducing women to powerful women, right?
ooh.
You're going to say somebody you met at the conference.
The
Go ahead.
conference. I have to say something about the conference.
Yeah.
Time out. The conference. When I went to the conference, remember the pineapple, the pineapple was in for patent.
Yes.
The lawyer sold his firm and became a patent attorney
Okay.
and put me with people in his firm, his ex firm, and they just messed it up. And I was at your conference
Mhm.
and I was getting the information back from the patent office and I had it with me. And I was like, what am I going to do? The patent office was like, no, it doesn't work this way, this way. This is not patentable. It's not patentable. I was done. I had spent tons of money, tons of money. I came to your show. I spoke to two lawyers there. And one lawyer, a Black young lady, said to me, don't give up.
Dontavia.
This, yeah, she said, don't give
Dontavia
up. She
Johnson.
said, go over your patent, get another lawyer to look at it. Da, da, da. At that point, I was like, all of this that I had worked on, I think I was working on packaging and everything. Because when I'm moving, I'm moving on God. I'm moving that everything is going to happen.
Yes.
So what he did wrong, which people need to know. So in a patent office, they need a structural change to make something different. What he did, he just said, oh no, the left part, the right part. So I
Mhm.
finally got a lawyer. He looked over everything and he said, oh, you should try to get your money back from them because I see why the patent office denied you the patent because he turned the part to the left, to the right. There was no structural change. We went through it. It was hard. I got my patent
You
on
stuck with it.
pineapple. And then the bang was in, and then the bang was like having a problem because of the way they did the drawing and this and that, because they have to do the drawing, they have to do the sketching, you have to tell people what you want, you have to break down your product in such a way that if anyone's saying, oh, I don't like that little beep beep over there, you got to be able to move that beep and say, no, that beep is not for that. That beep is for this. Or no, this is, and on top of it all, they're going to give you 10 other people that may have a similar something, but it's not exactly. So then you got to go through reading and drawings of other people, which you learn. And then you have to figure out how am I going to make this work. So because we had the pineapple and it was kind of made from the same foundation as the bang, they try to put me through it with all kinds of other bangs, like every bang in the universe, I think I
Yes.
had to read about. But
Yes.
this bang was different because when you stretch it and when you put it on your hair, it kind of grips into the scalp and in with your hair and it goes back. So it holds onto your hair. You don't have to pin it in or do anything. And
So
that
you
makes
bring
the
up a good
difference.
point. You bring up a really good point. And I have to say, this interview is speaking, this part of the interview is speaking to one of my clients who I just spoke with yesterday. I'm not going to say her name, but she called me very upset yesterday because her patent was denied. That's
What?
it's okay. It's fine.
Whoa.
Listen, you know how many of my patents have been denied before they've been approved? It's
Oh
a
my God.
it's a part of the journey sometimes.
Oh my
However,
God.
however, you learn to be in charge of the verbiage that goes into your patent, which a lot of people don't know. I happen to work with some amazing patent attorneys. The Gerhardts are amazing. I don't know if you've ever met, you might have met them at one of the conferences, but you have to be able to have a relationship with your attorney who speaks the same language as you do. Your language is the most important because remember, they're only documenting what you tell them. They don't know,
Exactly.
they don't know your product, Daisy. They don't know and understand until you explain the details of what makes it different from anything else on the market. Otherwise, they're going, oh, elastic band, oh, frou-frou hair, oh, okay, that's it. USPTO says, seen it, done it, been there, blah, blah, blah. You, for that reason, you're out. You need to go in with your own story, with all of the elements that, like you said, the chair is up here. Typically, you want to make the chair down here. That's what makes it different. You have to go in with some uniqueness. Anyway, so this is so speaking to, I'm gonna say her name. Lisa, her name is. She came really was very upset yesterday. And I said, flip the switch, flip the switch. The elastic is changed, and hers happens to have elastic. And this is no joke. I'll tell you about it offline. But just, I said, so what? Yours has this, that one doesn't. Create this, which is already created. But this is not, attorneys don't always say this to you. You have to have, there's specialized patent attorneys who listen, who pay attention to, what you're saying and understand the product and the patent process. But you have to understand it even more. But so I'm glad you brought that up, and we have to move past that because we're
Oh, we
running.
have to go for one tiny thing.
What's that?
I got a letter. I got an email. We had an interview with a patent examiner at the
Mhm.
patent office, and they denied another patent. Um, and I looked at it, and I looked at all these packages he sent me of other people's patents, and I didn't. It was so many that I forgot two at the bottom. And he said, "No, no, 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 I'm not worried about that one. I'm worried about Kim's. I'm worried about Kamel's. I'm worried about those two patents." So I finally reprinted them, had to go over them. And I got on the phone with him at work, and I went into a private room, and I said, "This is twisting, not braiding. This is roping. This is rotation. And if you do this and do that, this won't work like that." And he got it.
Yes.
But he told me, he sent me an email. He says, I don't think any way you're going to get this, da 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 da. I don't think you're going to get this patent. He's never said that. He is a man who goes after your patent.
Mhm.
I got an email today that the examiner agreed. I'm back in. I'm back in the door,
Woo!
not denied. We have to change a little something with the drawings, he said, but it went well. Now, even though it went well, we're still going to get probably 10 other people something. I pray
Of
we don't,
course.
to say what's going on and what is the difference.
Uh-huh.
So I'm waiting for that.
Well, you got that.
Yeah, I got that. And
Now,
I really want that one. I really want that
and you will get it. So, I mean, even if you have to make subtle modifications, you listen, now you've been doing this for a lot of years. You got a lot of
one.
different.
So you have to know your tricks, and you have to know your product to the point that you can say no. Look here, you got it. This is different. This is not that. This doesn't do that. This doesn't have the same function. And
You
this other patent was talking about heating up stuff, like heating up hair, rotating loops, and this and like
Yeah,
other. I don't use any of that stuff.
of course, but it doesn't matter. And this is such a wonderful conversation for those inventors out there, because
Yeah.
I've done it on probably every patent I have, every single one, every one, because I've always had, my patent attorneys are great. And I understand, I've been patenting products for over 35 years and understanding, okay, like you just said, all right, so one is made with a loop. Let me make mine without a loop, or with 7 loops, or with something that I have a hanger product that I
Yep.
add things, the hanger product. Yep, got it done. It's never been done before. We 100% have to do a show, the Inventors Podcast show, just on patents, because,
Yeah.
girl, you have done it. You've run the gamut. The patents that have been rejected, you felt down and defeated, but you got back up and you never, ever, ever stopped. And that's what our listeners have to know. Just because the patent office said no, or anybody says no, whether it's you, you never get rejected. They come and find you for television shows. They're looking they're looking for you. I don't even know the last time you ever applied for to be the hairstylist at any show. I don't.
No.
That has not happened in all the years I've known you. You've never looked for a job.
No, I haven't.
When you're out of work, you're creating hair products, and you're like, yep,
Yep.
you know what? When God's time, we'll go back, and you make enough to secure yourself, to create these products. Why? Because of your confidence and your stick-to-itiveness, as I said before, and your determination to succeed, and your confidence. You know how good you are at what you do. You
Yes.
know how good you are at what you do. So, Daisy, you are amazing. Thank you so much. I can't wait to hug you in real
I
life.
love you so much, Lisa, for sticking in there with me. It has not been easy. I mean, down from the numbers to the pricing to how to sell your product, to put out what's important, what's not important. You got to be able to give a pitch in 3 minutes. I remember you told me, like, you have to know what makes this product so interesting that a person would want to buy it.
Yes,
Saving time,
yes,
a woman saving her time, giving
yes,
more time with her kids as opposed to in the mirror trying to fix her hair. You
absolutely.
know, we'll
Yeah,
take out a million braids,
yeah. And
you know,
none of that
or
is necessary with what you have. You have created a product that just does all that in seconds, in
yeah,
30 seconds or less. You're able to get yourself together, put yourself on, put your hair on, put your front on, put your back on, put your pineapple on, and look, enhance the beauty that God already gave us women, right?
exactly. And I think it's so also revolutionary women, women on the go, working women. We don't have time for all that. Like, used to sit in the salon 18 hours getting your hair braided, 10 hours getting a weave. I used to do that.
Yes.
I had a weave years ago. I used to do that. We don't have time for that.
No.
Every year you got to come to another level with another creative idea, with something easier, I don't care what business you're in. If
Yes.
somebody got to wash their face every morning, you got to come up with something where when they're sleeping, their face is getting cleansed and they wake up and they just rinse it. That's how women are
Yes.
in power and women are on the go. And you only got an hour to get up and get ready and be out the door. That's it.
Yeah.
You get an hour. Makeup,
Yeah.
hair, breakfast. That's
Yep.
it.
You're right. How do we make it simpler? And you're the trailblazer, girl. You've made it easy for so many of these stars that are on the sets, the shows that you work on, and you have seconds to do their hair and
Oh
make
my
them,
God.
you have seconds to do their
You're
hair.
absolutely right. And they'll be right at the trailer door. You got 2 minutes. You don't have the time.
Mhm.
They won't give you the time.
And many of these stars that you work with only go to you because they know you'll do it in the minutes, seconds that they have to
And
get
they
back
and
on
they have
track.
time to do their lines. They have time to read their lines. They have time to go in their room and concentrate and focus. They're not sitting in my chair all the time. The first thing I learned is get them out of your chair. Get them out the chair so they can have their time, get their hair done. You can still do your little touch-ups on set. You're going to do 1,000 touch-ups on set. I mean, in one scene. Last looks. So you'll get to do that. But the basic, you work it where
Mhm.
they feel comfortable. And yeah, they
Well,
have to have their time. They can't be sitting in the chair getting their hair done an hour, 45 minutes. It's not going to work.
well, you've made it simple for these superstars that are on these shows, and you know, I'm going to share with everybody, in the loop, how many celebrities you do, the shows that you're on. And if they look at the hair, and you said it in one of the recordings, one of the videos you sent me, Daisy Curbeon, Curbeon hair. When you're looking at that star wearing your hair,
You
they
see
know
that?
it's your hair. Yes, that's
You see
gorgeous.
the pineapple?
That's the pineapple. Yes.
That's the pineapple. Easy do.
And
And then the bangs.
mhm, amazing.
You see how thin they are?
Yes.
The foundation, you know.
And you make them perfectly
Yes.
for everyone's hair. I don't care how
All
little
different textures.
textures, I don't care how short your hair is. I've seen Daisy transform people who have extremely short hair and turn them into naturally thick bangs that look no, that look natural. It's all natural. Look, everything looks natural. You just have you have that hand, girl. You know how some people have that hand with cooking. I know you can do that too, but people
They talk about that hand for hair. Yeah.
got that hand for hair. You just do. You've got that magic touch, and everybody
You.
who knows
Thank you.
you in Hollywood knows Daisy Curbeon has that hand, and I want only Daisy because I've heard them. I've heard people, Daisy.
Oh yeah.
I've heard them. Daisy is the only one who can touch my hair in Hollywood. And Daisy,
And
you're
that's how I get my jobs. I always get the difficult women. I always get the difficult people. Tessa Thompson, Paula Patton, Angela Bassett, Dinah Ross. Not complicated, those two. None of them are complicated.
but they got
Who
hair.
else?
They got hair that they
Yeah,
want.
they got hair. They got
They
hair,
and
but
they
they
have
don't want to use their hair. They still want wigs and they still want hair pieces.
and
They
they
don't
have.
want to use. They don't want to use their hair.
But Daisy, the thing is, they have a look, and you can give them the look that they're
Yeah.
trying to achieve. Everybody cannot do that. Everybody cannot do that. You have the hand that allows that. You have those magical, gifted God hands that allow you to do the hair in the way. I mean, I could never do my hair the way you've done my hair, ever, 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 ever. You know, you're like, Lisa, when you get home, just do this. I'm like, okay, Daisy,
It
close.
never turned.
That just can't happen. You have those God hands, girl.
But you know what I was thinking about when I came up with the pineapple and bang?
What's that?
I was thinking that I want a product for women who never wear a wig, who never wear extensions. I want a whole different market. There's a whole different market out there of women who would never put that on their hair. But the thing for women who are on the go and want to do a quick bun and put their hair up, I thought this would be great. Women who want highlights and they don't want to streak their hair because they don't want it to break or fall out.
Of course.
I thought highlights with a bang, blending them in with the natural hair was great. And then when the blue and the green and the purple and all that, you remember that
Yeah.
when I did that in 2014, people were
Yeah.
like, blue hair, it wasn't accepted. So now I had to wait back until 2020, 21 for, people seeing it all around the place as opposed to it being rejected in 2014.
Well, you were ahead of your time. You were ahead of your time. Now they're made. They're done. People are
They're
scrambling
done.
trying to do these things. You already have it made. It's created. It's packaged. It's completed. And all they got to do is reach out and they can have it. Go to your website.
Yeah, and I was thinking of Essence. Remember Essence did the story that you got Essence to do the story for me?
Yes.
And other entrepreneurs, other inventors, women inventors.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should pay them back a visit now that it's patented. Because when we did that, we were just talking about, the article was about patenting a product and the procedure in which you had to go through and so on and so on.
Yeah, that was Chan.
So we should try to reach out to them that it's done.
Yeah, well, that's a nothing for you. That's easy. Essence is easy. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Now, I mean, they'll be looking for you, just like everybody else is. They'll be looking for you. But certainly, I will 100%. Let's talk tomorrow and see who we can get in touch with.
Yeah.
You know that. You know that. Let's take this to QVC. Let's get this to television tomorrow. Tonight.
Okay.
Why put off till tomorrow what you could do right now in 15 minutes?
That's right. I'm gonna tell you something else about inventing stuff. Sometime I would be like, Lisa, girl, you put me through all this. You have no idea. Sometime I would be like, when I'm going through it, and then other things come to distract it and to tear me away from it. And I'm like, why did I get myself into this? Why am I patenting this? Why am I doing this? And a lot of times it's like you want to just not give up, but you just need a breather. You just
Yeah.
need some air.
Mhm.
And then at times I'm like, God, I thank you for Lisa. Oh my God, I love her so much. I thank you, Lord. What would I have done without her? You know, down to the numbers. You went down to every piece of thread that I use, down to the needles, and how to incorporate all that into the price, and the hair and the this and the that and the video and the photo shoot and the models, and all into the price. You
And
taught me
why?
all that too.
You know why? You know why? Because I love your passion. The reason the reason I we stuck together all these years is because of your passion and your determination. I could not support you. I mean, I'd be exhausted. You know what I mean? How much could I support somebody who doesn't have the passion to be in
Oh
it
yeah. Oh
for
yeah. Yeah.
themselves?
You got to have the passion.
Always. You had down times. I mean, that's okay. But I was always able to say, okay, Daisy, listen, you got the passion, you got the product, you have the creativity. You have the creativity. You want to do it.
Yes.
I can't do this without you. You were determined to succeed. So yeah, down to the needle and the thread and the models. And I couldn't do that with you, without you, without your passion and determination and your drive. It takes
Yes.
all of that. You can move mountains, girl. Come on.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris in the house. You
Uh,
cannot, there's nothing that you cannot achieve and accomplish if you are determined to do it. If
yep.
you're determined to do it. You have been on how many movies, how many movie sets, how many stars do you know? You're not even trying to meet them and they're meeting you. They're like, they're calling you, Daisy, I need my hair done. I could name the people. I was at your apartment. Who's calling you up? Can you just come down to 54th Street or 53rd Street to do my hair real quick?
Oh yeah. Entertainment tonight. You yeah. Up the
But
street. Yeah.
they call you because
Yeah.
they know you're the real deal. You have the passion, the determination, and you're always going to say yes and make them look amazing. You're always
Yes.
and feel good. You're always going to make them feel good. You made me feel good when I walked on stage in LA or wherever I was the time that you FedEx me my package. You made me feel good and confident because my hair was breaking. You do that with stars. You do that with your, regular, you're working more with stars than anybody else, but you do that with these people who you don't even look at as stars. You look at them as people and who have
Of
hair,
course.
and they need their hair to look good before they hit that movie screen. Sylvester
Yep.
Stallone and all these people,
Yep.
and Denzel Washington and all these. So
Yes.
do it for them, and they call you.
Kimberly Elise.
What's that?
Kimberly Elise with Denzel Washington. Yeah.
Yes,
Kimberly
yes,
Elise.
yes, yes, yes.
She's the best. Yeah.
So you just do this for these people, and you're
Yeah.
just amazing, and I love you, and I feel so blessed, and thank you for those kind words, and always be with you, sweetheart. I will always
Yes.
be here with you to support you and help you do whatever it is you need to do because you have that determination. I'll never give up on anybody who's determined, especially Virgos.
Oh, we eventually get it done. We
Oh,
just
100%.
hang in there to the end.
Till the end. We
We
do.
will not give up.
We
Isn't that
get
weird?
burned,
Like
we get
if
stuff
something
done.
says no, my
We say,
bishop
oh
taught me
yeah,
behind every no, there's a yes.
there's a yeah,
I will
abundant,
never forget it.
abundant yes, always. It's yes, and then some,
Yes,
and then give me more.
that's right.
Daisy, this has been amazing. Even though we got
Thank you.
like the sun was shining. Well, the sun was shining on. Looked like angels were flying, shining. That sun coming in.
Really?
Now the sun is coming down. Your backdrop is beautiful, and you look amazing as always. Listen,
Thank you, you as well.
this is real life, honey. This is what we have to. This is what we deal with. I'm just happy that we're able to connect. And
Yes.
no Wi-Fi is gonna disconnect us. We're not letting any of that stuff get in our way.
Because we're giving out the information. And I think with the pandemic and all this stuff that's going on, God is really saying, come on with your creative talent.
With your
Come on
creative
with the
bag.
talent I gave you. You don't need to be at a job. There's other ways to make money. Some people don't want to leave their house. They don't want to do things. You could ship things to people.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole situation is for new millionaires
I love
and
that.
billionaires.
Your words are
You
so
have to create something in this time. It's sitting in you. It has always been there. And how many times are you going to say, oh, I had that idea, when you see it like on a patent? It's so simple. I had that idea. You had that idea, but you didn't act on it.
Why
And
didn't you
remember
act?
what you told me one day?
What?
You told me, you said, I was like, but it's like this or that. You said everybody that uh, doesn't put in for a patent, everyone may have an idea, but they don't put it in. They don't put it in. Go
Mm-hmm.
ahead and do it. They don't put it in.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew when I did the patent, I was dealing with a million different types of bangs, a million different type of scrunchies.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at all of them, and then I kind of let my mind be free
Mm-hmm.
and do it. And I was actually looking at something that I had made when my kids were younger.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same concept as the bangs,
It
but
does
it's like a
okay.
spaghetti. It's like a spaghetti
Oh, is
now.
something.
But the other one was more fuller. You had the hair, you had this. And I looked at it the other day, and I looked at the date in it, and I was like, oh my God, God, you set me up. I had that thing the whole time. But now it's just like, it's like a spaghetti. It's like, you know, it's different.
Daisy, you see, you said it in the beginning of this interview that God gives you the talent and gives you the idea. It stayed with you. It never went away. It was modified, but when he gives you something, it's like if you don't act on the gifts that God gives you, you're just putting they're never going to go away, by the way, because they'll pop up again. You may be putting them on the side for now, but they'll pop up again. So you might as well just do the thing. And you don't always have to patent something first, because you can't, and you shouldn't. Create it, design it, make it work, see if it works for you, and then do all that. But as I said, Daisy, we could be on the phone, we could be here, we could be on this show for 4 hours talking, but we're gonna wrap. We're gonna wrap. I love you
Yes.
so much, and we've ended this show 5 times already. We've ended it.
I love you, Lisa. Thank you so much. Thanks for the push and the encouragement. And every time I call with a distraction or personal or family or whatever's going on, you just encourage me to just keep going on
Thank you, sweetheart.
and make it happen.
You're
And
an
I did. And this actually is a good thing, because I just got the last patent like a month ago, and now I just got this review. So this Comcast is actually on point for me.
right on time, and
For me.
it's on time. Your words and what just happened with you is on time for the listeners and for the viewers.
Hmm.
This was on time for them. This was on time for you. Thank God. Congratulations for all of your patents and all of your again all of your great accomplishments. And thank you for sharing, because that's what we do. We continue to lift each other up 2 hands at a time, right?
Yes.
And it comes from
Yes.
words of wisdom and what you've gone through, your trials and your tribulations, but you never give up. And you're teaching other people through your lessons. So thank
Yes.
you, Daisy, for sharing your lessons. And you don't even realize how many people you've opened their eyes to this today. You've opened their eyes and you said, they're saying, okay, that makes sense. I've been through that. I've done that. Somebody else, this is relatable. What you're talking about is so relatable and so down to earth and so genuine. And I love this again. And this is the sixth closing. This is the sixth wrap. but as I said, we can go on and on and on. But Daisy, again, and let's hop on a call later tomorrow. Let's talk tomorrow, and
Yes.
we're going to put a package together, our sell sheet together, all of those things together. And you know what we do, girl. You know
Yes. We get it done.
we get it done. I love you.
Love you, babe.
Carry on.
Thank you.
Woo-hoo. All right,
Thank
sweetheart.
you.
Until next time,
Thank you.
listen, honey, just keep on lifting each other. Let's do that. Let's continue to lift each other up two hands at a time. And you know that sometimes we got to use our foot. You know, I've used my foot on you, right?
To get me up.
I've used my foot on
I
you.
believe that. I believe that.
You know I have. I said, let's
Yes,
go. Let's
I
go.
know. Let's get it going.
You inspire me too, Daisy. Honey, I love you. Until
I
next time,
love you too. I love you so much.
peace.
Bye
I
bye. Thank you.
I am elated still. That was the most extraordinary interview. It went on and on in a positive way. So Daisy Curbeon and I have been friends for many, many years, countless, probably 15 at this point, maybe more. And our conversation continued just like we were on the phone. Great interview with Daisy Curbeon, Daisy Curbeon Products. Guys, please look her up. She's a superstar, and she really is a superstar in my book. She's a great inventor, as I said before, and can't wait to have her back on the show. If you want to be on my show, please do not hesitate to email me. My email is info@inventingatoz.com. Website, inventingatoz.com. And be on my podcast, the Inventors Podcast. But you got to apply. You can't just get there. You got to apply. Until next time, guys, peace. Have an amazing day. Just lift each other up, two hands at a time. And as I always say, sometimes you got to use that foot. Until next time,